Okay, hello. Welcome to day 78 of the bulk. I was 168.8 pounds this morning. And today, I can't speak. I'm in a little bit of a rush, but today's definitely gonna be a busy day. But yeah, I mean that's kind of it. I just have to study and lock in class. But it's basically 8 right now, which gives me an hour to eat my oatmeal and to be out the door. But I have my regular breakfast here. I have my oatmeal warming up. So here's the macros for my breakfast, and here's my oatmeal, and here is my 4 eggs, 84 grams of egg whites, bread, turkey, bacon, cheese, peanut butter, and then my yogurt bowl, which actually looks insane because I had to use this cereal which had like dried fruit in it plus the not dry fruit. So yeah, pretty excited to eat that. But what else? Yeah, today I want to study, of course. I think I have a quiz due today, so I have to do that as well. So yeah, study or just do homework, I guess, which would be study and that quiz. What else? Yeah, hit the gym, macros, cardio, stretch, read. What else? Ow, my cat just scratched me. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm literally just sitting here. So I will see y'all when I am eating my second meal or talking about when I'm eating my second meal. Goodbye. Okay, hello. I'm outside right now to record my video, of course, but I'm gonna go back inside to eat this. I studied a little bit for my accounting exam. Not really, but I think I'll study more later today. But anyways, here's the macros for this meal, and here is said meal, which is just ground beef and potatoes. So I will see y'all when I'm at home doing whatever I'm doing next. Goodbye. Okay, hello. I've just done my reading, and I don't think that I'm gonna have like a dinner tonight. If I do, it'll probably be a yogurt bowl, but even then I don't think I have the calories for it because I ate 2 of my mom's brownies before the gym and a banana, and then like my 2 meals were pretty calorie dense. But I don't know, I might just have like more brownies, or I might have a yogurt bowl. But whatever I do have, if I have a yogurt bowl, I'll put a picture of it. And if I don't have a yogurt bowl, then I'll put a picture of something random, I guess. But also my macros might look incomplete, but they're not incomplete because I can't track the brownies, but they definitely filled up the calories. But anyways, today I read Deuteronomy chapter 11 and 12. And basically Deuteronomy 11 is titled Recalling the Wonders of the Lord. And it's basically a reminder of all the wonders that the Lord did in Egypt against the Pharaoh. And then the next part is called the gift of rain, where it basically says that if they keep the Lord's commandments, that the heaven will bless them with early rain and late rain, that their grain, wine, and oil, they'll be able to gather it in, and it'll bring grass to feed their animals so that they can eat and be satisfied. But then it says, but be careful lest your heart be so lured away that you serve other gods and bow down to them. For then the anger of the Lord will flare up against you, and he will close up the heavens so that no rain will fall, and the soil will not yield its crops, and you will soon perish from the good land the Lord is giving you. And then the next part of this chapter is titled The Need for Fidelity. It says, therefore, take these words of mine into your heart and soul, bind them on your arm as a sign, and let them be as a pendant on your forehead. Teach them to your children, speaking of them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up, and write them on on the doorposts of your houses and on your gates, so that as long as the heavens are above the earth, you and your children may live on in the land which the Lord swore to your ancestors he would give them. For if you are careful to observe this entire commandment I am giving you, loving the Lord your God, following his ways exactly, and holding fast to him, the Lord will dispossess all these nations before you, and you will dispossess nations greater and even mightier than yourselves. Every place you set foot shall be yours. None shall stand up against you. The Lord your God will spread the fear and dread of you through any land where you set foot, as he promised you. And then the last part is called blessing and curse, and it's basically saying that, like Moses is basically saying that he's setting a blessing on the Israelites, and the blessing is the fact that they will basically be bound to succeed if they keep the Lord's commandments, but a curse if they are to turn away from the Lord and, basically lose all their benefits, essentially. So the last part of this chapter says, be careful to observe all the statutes and ordinances that I set before you today. And then Deuteronomy chapter 12 basically lists the statutes and the ordinances which they're going to need to observe and basically follow. And the first part is basically an instruction to, it says, destroy entirely all the places where the nations you are to dispossess serve their gods on the high mountains, on the hills, and under every green tree. Tear down their altars, smash their sacred pillars, burn up their Asherahs, and chop down the idols of their gods, that you may destroy the very name of them from that place. That is not how you are to act toward the Lord your God. Instead, you shall seek out the place which the Lord your God chooses out of all your tribes and designates as his dwelling to put his name there. There you shall go. So basically, they're going to get each tribe will get a designated area to worship the Lord, kind of like the Ark of the Covenant that they used while they were traveling to the Promised Land, but it'd be permanent. It wouldn't be like a mobile kind of thing. And then it basically says that that's where they're going to bring their burnt offerings, their sacrifices, tithes, personal contributions, votive and voluntary offerings, and the firstlings of their herds and flocks. And then it basically says that they shouldn't do offerings or sacrifices or anything other than in this designated location. What else? Yeah, it says, be careful not to sacrifice your burnt offerings at any place you like, but offer them in the places which the Lord chooses in one of your tribal territories. There you shall do what I command. And then the next part of this chapter is titled Profane and Sacred Slaughter. It basically just allows the Israelites to eat meat freely, even if it's unclean and clean meat, they get to just eat it. But it basically says that they shall not eat the blood because blood is life, and that they must pour it on the ground like water. It says, moreover, you may not in your communities partake of your tithe of grain or wine or oil, of the firstborn of your herd or flock, or any offering you have vowed, or of your voluntary offerings, or of your personal contributions. So I think these are all things that they were instructed to give up to the Lord, so that obviously they can't eat them if they're supposed to offer them up. Or it says, these you must eat in the presence of the Lord your God, in the place that the Lord your God chooses, along with your son and daughter, your male and female slave, and the Levite within your gates, and there in the presence of the Lord you shall rejoice in all your undertakings. So if something needs to be sacrificed, like the firstborn of a herd or a flock, I guess they'll be able to eat it, but it'd have to be at that place where they're meant to make the offering. What else? And then the last part is the warning against abominable practices. It says, when the Lord your God cuts down from before you the nations you are going in to dispossess, and you have dispossessed them and are settled in their land, be careful that you do not be trapped into following them after they have been destroyed before you. Do not inquire regarding their gods. How did these nations serve their gods, so I might do the same? You shall not worship the Lord your God that way, because they offered to their gods every abomination that the Lord detests, even burning their sons and daughters to their gods, which is a little crazy to read, but yeah, those were the two chapters I read today. It's 11:54. I did everything today. I took my quiz. I studied a little bit. I should probably study more, but tomorrow's gonna be the real test, and my biology exam isn't until next week, so I can just focus on I can just focus on accounting this week. But yeah. What else? So yeah, I stretched. I did my cardio. I hit legs today. It was a good leg day, and I also basically spent like all the money that I have on 2 tubs of yogurt, 2 containers of raspberries, bananas, and cheese. So yeah, but it's okay because on Wednesday that paycheck is gonna hit, and hopefully it's more than usual. But anyways, yeah, I should probably, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but definitely edit this video. But I think that's it for now. So this is gonna be the outro. Here's the macros for the day. And what else? I think I mentioned that I was 168 this morning, 168.8, but I'm mentioning it again in case I didn't. And look at this thing. Look at this rat. Okay. Anyways, if you're watching this, thank you very much. Oh my gosh, my cat got the zoomies. Yeah, and like if you want, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, and oh my gosh, my cat is going crazy. But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow for day. Let me confirm, dude. I'm losing track of the days. 79. My cat is playing with a receipt. Day 79. Goodbye.